lied to his wife about going to the tavern every night to have a few drinks with his friends, but in fact, he secretly found a job as a laborer to improve the lives of his family. It was only by accident that Anne found out about this, and she felt sorry for this man's efforts to make a better life for his family. In order to take care of his self-esteem, she pretended not to see anything, but to be more tolerant of him and take care of him on a regular basis. Jack obviously felt that, and to his own tender not a half a star feeling this kind of thing is always mutual. His eyes also began to involuntarily focus on Anne's body. He realized that the no longer arrogant and domineering Annie is so beautiful even without makeup is very fascinated by him. And just as the two of them grew attached to each other, good fortune struck the raggedy little family. Jack was contracted to work on a community project, which made the family financially better off. He not only had more time to spend with his family, but he could actually take Anne to the tavern for a few drinks. The gentle evening breeze off the lake made their hearts beat faster, and he pretended to be unaware of it as he put his arm around Anne's shoulders and she gently stroked his fingertips in return. But in a way, they had already fallen for each other, but it also made Jack's heart struggle with the fact that he couldn't imagine what would happen if Annie found out about his deception or recovered her memories. But he also knew that he shouldn't hide it anymore, but he knew he couldn't hide it any longer. So he decided to go home today and tell her everything. But when he got home, an unexpected visitor showed up in their yard, Annie's housekeeper. It turned out that Annie's mother was coming to visit her daughter, so he had to find Annie to give her back. This familiar person seemed to be a key to Annie's sealed memories. Anna blurted out the housekeeper's name and looked over at Jack in surprise as she excitedly counted the messages that flooded her mind, and jumped into Jack's arms to share the joy of her memory. But then she realized something was wrong. Annie walked sadly into the house. She had decorated it herself, but nothing belonged to her. Just as she didn't belong here either. Jack had no courage to stay, and all he could say was a flippant sorry and thank you. The children, however, knew only that their mother was leaving, and they tapped on the window so hard that Annie, distraught, had to cover her ears to keep from getting out of the car. Anne's yacht soon pulled out of the marina and looked back at the quiet town. She admitted that this disillusioned time was not materially rich, but it was spiritually fulfilling and satisfying, and she loved the simplicity and carefree life she was living. With the yacht farther and farther away from her, heart is also more and more heavy heart. She cannot let go of that careful care, and become cozy home cannot let go of the mischievous but sweet and lovely children, not to say goodbye to the sad eyes of Jack. So Annie made a solemn decision to order the yacht to return. It was by coincidence that she saw Jack and his children with the help of the marine police coming out to look for her. Excited, they both jumped into the sea just to return to the arms of their loved ones as soon as possible. This is a two-way love. Jack did not covet Anne's millions of dollars to live on his own and did not dislike him for being a single parent with 4 children, because their definitions of happiness are on the same frequency. And it's hard to find a lover in the same frequency in a sea of people. They will treasure each other very much. Translated with Deep L. Calm, free version.